Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? It's day 25 of RPG A Day 2021, and in the spirit of being fresh, because that's the prompt I've chosen for today, I'm not shaving. That really has nothing to do with being fresh. But anyhow, this video doesn't have anything to do about that, does it? I've been playing for a long time, or let me put that a different way. I started in the hobby a long time ago, 1981 to be exact, 40 years ago. Now it's true that I took a big chunk of time off in the middle where I wasn't playing. And so I didn't experience all the things that my contemporaries experienced that stayed in the hobby and tried a bunch of different things to experience. However, I'd experienced a lot. And, the people I played with had experienced a lot. And, in the beginning, reading that Moldvay book was just like wonderful. It was, I'm reading that thing for the first time and everything's exciting. The first 100 times I read it were wonderful. And I got the advanced books and I'm reading those things and they're awesome as well. And everything is fresh and vibrant and it's, your first time and you can only have your first time once, right? And I remember the first games I started playing with my friends, as awkward and looking back on them now, as terrible as they were fresh and vibrant and exciting because we had just never experienced anything like this before. We'd never read anything like that before. It was all brand new. It was as fresh right out of the oven. And it was fantastic. And, a wonderful time, a wonderful feeling. But as I said, I got old. I got jaded, It'd been, I'm old. And so I got to this point where I'd experienced a lot. I kind of felt like I'd seen it all. The people that I played with had kind of seen it all. And while I still enjoyed the hobby, it had lost its luster. It wasn't that fresh. It wasn't that exciting. There were times when it was just like, this is kind of missing something. And I'm not sure what. And don't despair. I make it through it. Yeah, we can skip to the ending, or this isn't the ending, but skip to the next chapter. And Ivan is happy again. You know why? It's like because I have found the hobby to be fresh once more. And, I found that one of my biggest problems was that I was sticking to playing one group of games, and, to name them right out, like games like Dungeons and Dragons and that ilk. And, it's kind of silly when you realize that there's like thousands of role-playing games out there with all different kinds of, nuance to them and engines and different systems and all that kind of stuff. And here I was sticking to one family of games, a small family to be exact. And so I started playing with new games with new people. I started checking stuff out and things became vibrant and exciting once again. There were so many things to discover, new games, new genres, new scenarios, new systems, new procedures for play, new ideas for play. The whole gamut. And it became, vibrant and alive once more. And every time I thought, well, maybe I've seen the whole landscape now, I turn the corner and, because I've played a bunch of games, I've read more games, than I could possibly ever play. Well, maybe not true, but I've read more games than I've had time to play. So every time I think, well, maybe I've kind of seen the big picture. And I turn the corner and there's something new and different. And maybe it's wonderful to behold. Maybe it's just kind of puzzling and obtuse and opaque, and I'm not really sure what to make of it. Sometimes it might be just kind of monstrous and maybe awful, and you're like, I'm not sure about that. But it's new, it's fresh, and there's always something new to discover in the hobby. There's always new experiences to have. And my current gaming group, it's funny because we call ourselves the Saturday Alternators, and originally it was because we were alternating off weeks when we weren't playing Leagues of Adventure with Robin Elliott of Triple Ace Games, and all of a sudden, that kind of like got put on the back burner for a little while. Life kind of happened. And so then we were alternating what games we were playing. We'd play a game for a little while and alternate to something else. And it turns out we all like doing that. And it's kind of funny because I believe that all of us like long-form play. We like going into a game for the long haul, but we also all really like trying different games and bringing different games and sharing them with one another and say, hey, what do you think about this one? And, invariably what happens is maybe a couple of us are kind of lamenting putting that other beloved game or beloved campaign aside for a little while. But as soon as we get going, as soon as we start playing the new game, the new RPG, all of a sudden, like everybody's face comes alive. It's this new, vibrant, exciting thing. And once again, the experience has become fresh and awesome. And so I guess at the end of the day, you can have your first time more than once. You just have to be planful about how you do it. In fact, there's things that like I'm not allowed to read in the Alien book because Anthony's going to run it. And then after that, before I run it for other people, then I can read that stuff. So I've taken to heart. Don't read all the entire book because you can only have that first time once. But you better run it soon because, darn it, I want to read the rest of the book and run it for somebody else. Take it easy, kids.